ESPN Speed World continues our 50th anniversary salute to NASCAR, home to the fastest growing and most popular motorsport series in the world.
43 engines are about to shatter the peaceful silence on a calm Friday evening in Virginia. As darkness creeps across the countryside, the Richmond International Raceway begins to glow. Modern technology has brought the beauty of speed and light together. And at this challenging short track, the electricity is everywhere.
By now you've heard that Virginia is for lovers. Well, tonight in the heart of the Commonwealth, the aficionados of NASCAR at nighttime feed their passion. The romance for racing often begins in the pits or up in the grandstands of America's short track. 43 guys get back to their roots and chase a dream. But to reach the goal of victory, they must beat a guy that has a name that some fans love to hate.
This season in the Busch Series, it is this sun that has been shining. Little E and his car number 3 have been almost unstoppable. This super sibling has reminded many of the formative years of his famous father. The more he wins, the more his dad grins. No, it's not luck. It's simply legacy that has the crowd standing and the crews cheering. But now it's time to get serious and try to capture a Busch Series championship. Let's see if this famous sun can shine tonight under the lights here at Richmond.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s remarkable role continues. In fact, once again tonight, he starts on the front row. It's been a spectacular season for Earnhardt. So spectacular, in fact, it's overshadowed the great season enjoyed by young Matt Kenseth, who is second in the championship chase and already has 2 huge wins this season. Still, he finds himself 115 points behind Earnhardt and must keep one eye in his mirror watching third-place Mike McLaughlin creeping closer. Tonight, Kenseth hopes to have the entire field in his mirror when the checkered flag falls, but it'll have to come from 23rd starting spot to do it.
Bill, the only driver that's in this field that runs on a regular basis in the Busch Grand National Series that's ever won here at Richmond is this guy, Jeff Purvis. So there's a lot of guys in this field that would really like to work their way to the front. But a really, really special story happened here the other day, and that involves this guy, the driver of the number 47 car. His name is Andy Santerre, and this sport can really give you some highs and lows, folks. Just a few weeks ago at Watkins Glen, Andy Santerre went there with a brand new race car, hoping to have a great race. He didn't even make the show. But the other day, he came to Richmond with that very same car and won the pole.
ESPN Speed World welcomes you live to Henrico County, Virginia. Yeah, Richmond International Raceway for our coverage of the NASCAR Busch Grand National Series Autolite Platinum 250. With just 6 events remaining in the 1998 Busch Grand National Tour, Little E is starting to pull away somewhat over Matt Kenseth, with the veterans Mike McLaughlin, Randy LaJoie, and Elton Sawyer rounding out the top 5. How good has Little E been? Well, after 24 races, compare where he is with the 2 previous guys who have driven that car number 3, Steve Park and Jeff Green. Little E has been awfully, awfully good. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, along with Benny Parsons and Kyle Petty. We're certainly glad to have you with us. It doesn't get any better than this. Benny, Friday night short track action, Busch Series style, under the lights here at Richmond.
It's like Ray Dunlap was talking about. Both these guys are going back to the roots where they ran on Friday, Saturday night, but those 50, 100 lap features, Kyle.
Yep, but at Bristol, the last time we saw these guys under the lights, it looked like a bunch of 30 lap features, as many cautions as we had. But let me tell you something about this racetrack. The sealer has begun to wear off. It's as tacky as it's ever been. And I think these guys are going to put on a show that's indicative of what the Busch Series is all about.
Don't look at my tire when you're saying tacky. As the command is given. And 43 cars roar to life. We are set for beating and banging short track style. We'll be back with lap-by-lap coverage of the NASCAR Busch Series event in just a moment.
Okay, they're coming. Yes.
Who is?
That's all right. Mine goes to the floor.
Who are all those guys?
Yeah, Spencer 37 will drop back.
And 72.
And 72, yeah. Mike Dillon, Mark Green. Let me find the billboards here. Where are the billboards? What are the billboards? Here they are.
Yes, testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So Jimmy Spencer is driving the 12.
Yes, he is. 1, 2.
You have I threw a list of those on boards over there a minute ago. A copy there. They are right there.
Thank you, BP. I'm gonna let you do all those you want to do. We'll just do the first.
What are we doing? How many rows are we doing?
So today's field at Suzuki starting grid, and we're just gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Our speed road coverage of exciting NASCAR Busch Grand National Series action from Richmond International Raceway is being brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. And by Valvoline. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. Well, the cars beginning to roll off of pit road, 43 strong for this event tonight. The 25th race, the 1998 Busch Series Tour. Look at today's field, 31 Chevrolet, 7 Fords, and 5 Pontiacs. Our Suzuki starting grid, well, we told you earlier, 4 days after his 30th birthday, Andy Santerre becomes the 20th different pole winner in 1998, and he's flanked by Little E, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
In row 2, we find Jeff Purvis alongside Kevin LePage. Purvis on the inside, LePage on the outside.
Former Rookie of the Year, Glenn Allen Jr. alongside Todd Bodine in row 3.
In row 4, Dave Blaney and Lyndon Amick. Great qualifying run for Amick.
And how about Wayne Grubb, a Virginian who ran awfully well here in the spring, and Shane Hall in the car number 85.
There's Dick Trickle, the last winner in row 6, alongside Buckshot Jones.
As you look at the rest of our starting grid, 43 cars will start today. Now, earlier in the afternoon, by the way, the car number 12 you see there, Jimmy Spencer, that car was actually qualified by Steve Grissom. Spencer was at Dover, Delaware testing, so he will drive the car tonight, but start all the way at the rear of the field in 43rd spot.
A couple other guys' times were disallowed. Mark Green and Mike Dillon. They're using unleaded fuel here tonight in the Busch Series. The first time ever, unleaded fuel. When they checked the fuel after, Dillon's and Mark Green's, both their fuel samples were not what NASCAR was looking for, so their times were disallowed. Both those cars had to take provisionals.
There's Tony Stewart and Robert Presley. Presley looks to be awfully good tonight. Elliott Sadler, the announcement last week that he will become a Winston Cup competitor in 1999 in the Wood Brothers car.
See the cars weaving back and forth, trying to get the tires warmed up just a little bit. Signal's been given from Carl Simmons. 1 lap to go. So the green flag waves over this field of 43 cars.
There were 53 Busch Grand National cars that came here to try to qualify for this $467,000 event. Only the top 43 made it in the field. Provisional, the last starter, the 2-time defending series champion, Randy LaJoie. There's some of our onboard cameras.
Mike McLaughlin will be starting in 35th place. Elton Sawyer carrying an onboard camera, starting in 34th. Jeff Burton will be carrying also an onboard camera. There we'll see Jeff weaving back and forth, starting in 22nd. Hermie Sadler right in front of him. The Peebles Department Store onboard camera, starting in 20th place. And Mark Martin, the Winn-Dixie Ford Taurus, will start 14th. Dick Trickle, the Snyder National onboard camera. And also Kevin LePage in the Channel Lock Chevrolet will be carrying an onboard camera. He will be on the outside of the second row.
All right, coming out of turn 4, Carl Simmons has the green flag in his hand, and we're underway in Richmond.
Richmond.
Earnhardt Jr. not wasting any time trying to pull away from Santerre and will have a shot at leading the first lap.
Things are being able to be. Oh, we got some cars crashing. Oh, big crash up in the corner. We see Brad Knopfsinger in 43.
Mike McLaughlin is involved, third in the point standings. There's a look at the Gould's Pump Chevrolet. But McLaughlin, as the first caution of the day comes out. There's Knopfsinger's curb record Chevy.
And Tony Stewart, some heavy damage to the Shell Pontiac of Tony Stewart. Man. And we see also Robert Presley, some damage to the front of that automobile. But look at Mike McLaughlin's car. I wondered who lost all the water up there. Obviously, Kylie was McLaughlin because the radiator is jammed against the engine.
Yeah, his hood is bowed up so far. He's drove way up under somebody.
And look at Matt Kenseth almost getting in some trouble there as he almost spins. And then we see Knopfsinger in 43 go round. That was Tim Fedewa also down on the bottom, the 33 car. The 44 runs into Fedewa. Man, there must have been 6-8 cars involved.
All right, from Mike McLaughlin's roof cam.
He had 3 cars in the back. Elton Sawyer, the Barbasol onboard camera. Let's see what Elton sees. Uh-oh. Look at that. How did he get through that? Man.
And now our final look from the Pennzoil copter cam. Now watch a 38 car down on the left side of your screen slip down on the inside.
And as he goes to the bottom, the car that he's trying to avoid that almost blocks his path. You see him go to the inside right here. The car almost blocks his path, but then it gets hit and knocked sideways right out of the way, just enough to open the door for him to squeeze through. Another car follows him through right to the inside.
Our spotter, Kevin Clark, on the roof says that's a clean shave for the Barbasol car. He squeezes by. And indeed, had the 33 car not gotten hit, he wouldn't have gotten by. Ray Dunlap?
Well, Doc, they've got the engine running on the Gould's Pump Chevrolet. He's going to go behind the wall. Looks like they're going to need to replace the radiator and some suspension parts on the right front for Mike McLaughlin. But Kyle alluded to the race at Bristol, and you remember what a tough break Mike had that night. He was running really well, could have picked up some points, then right at the end got into trouble. But tonight, it's the first thing of the race.
Man.
Boy, Mike McLaughlin just cannot buy a break at this racetrack. Remember earlier last year we had that fire come up through the shifter boot? Mike McLaughlin and Richmond, man, what horrible luck he has here under the first caution of the day. Back with more Busch Series action in just a moment.
Man, oh man. That Kenseth, obviously 3 abreast don't work too good, does it, Kyle?
Not there, it doesn't. And none of them ever even offered to check up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the time you can see one of them at least start to come out of it.
Boy. Tell you what, little he looked awful tough.
Yeah.
It's like he just pulled down and took off.
You know, you would think Kenseth being on the outside would have let off. Having the most to lose.
Yeah, I mean, he really had the most to lose. That's right.
I thought he got hit from behind. He probably got
They were like them. Wasn't pinched.
Back at Richmond International Raceway in Henrico County, Virginia, we are working the first caution flag of the night, coming out on lap number 2 for an incident down in turns 1 and 2, involving at least a half a dozen cars, those most heavily damaged. Tony Stewart's Car number 44, the Shell Pontiac, Mike McLaughlin and Brad Knopfsinger. Let's check in with Bill Weber in the Earnhardt Jr. pits. Bill?
Well, Jerry, an extremely strong start for Dale Earnhardt Jr., but a scary moment. Right when that caution came out, his car shut off. They think it's an electrical problem. He did change ignitions, and the car is running all right now, but that means just a handful of laps into this race, he's down to a single ignition box.
Yeah, I'm just saying that means that cancel out anything underneath the hood if the number 2 works.
Oh, it could be the magnet in the distributor out there. You got 2 pickups in the distributor. It could be one of them.
Tony Uri Sr. talking to Dale Earnhardt. And so Tony, when he pushed the button on the headset, and the signal's been given to the 1 lap to go before the green flag is waved. And
here's why we were under caution. We'll show you on lap number 2 down in turn 1. It just all broke loose.
And we see about 10 cars involved. Mike McLaughlin, he hits the back of Kenny Schrader. He runs in the back of 2 more cars before he can finally get stopped.
Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Doc, they've got the Gould Pump Chevrolet back here. The team is all over it, but let's get a word from Mike McLaughlin here. Mike, what happened from your perspective?
I don't know. A couple cars got tangled up front a little bit, and, you know, you got to go. But when things happen that early on the start of a race like that, anything can happen, and it did. We were caught up in it, but they'll get it back together. We'll ride around, get some points, and see what we can do next week with the Gould Pump Chevrolet.
Unbelievable bad break. We're about to go back to green on the racetrack.
And you saw that graphic. His worst finish of the year came here back in June of 34th. He may better that or worse than that tonight, as he right now is one of 3 cars that are out being worked on.
And Tim Peter with the 33 car, we saw him be involved in the accident. He is 1 lap down up there. Oh, and the Santerre about loses it.
That's Kevin LePage in the car number 40, the channel lock machine, challenging the inside of Andy Santerre, who was our pole sitter.
You see the 33 car puffing some smoke out the exhaust.
Kyle, looks like these guys think this is a 30-lap race instead of a 250-lap race.
I think they thought it was a 2-lap race to begin with when they first started out, going 3 wide into the first corner at Bristol. But this is that type of racetrack. Everybody's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack, get some track position, and once they maintain here for 4 or 5 laps, then it's a really, really good place to race on. You'll see a lot of passes.
Now, these guys qualified in round 1 last night on Thursday afternoon. Actually, in round 2 was earlier today. How much different will this racetrack be now than it was when they qualified during the daylight?
The one thing about this racetrack is it's constantly changing right now. As I said when we first started, they had a sealer on them. And I know everyone talked about the sealer when we run up at New Hampshire. Same type sealer. It's beginning to wear off, so the racetrack's constantly changing. But the racetrack is really tacky right now. So I don't think the racetrack's going to get a lot tighter or a lot looser one way or the other. I think it should be pretty close to what it was when they practiced this afternoon.
And we see that the racetrack is pretty doggone decent because Kevin LePage in the Cadillac car and the 33 car has been black flagged for something. But we see the 33 car on the Kevin LePage and the 40 car on the outside has been able to run on the outside groove and make some ground. As a matter of fact, he's keeping Andy Santerre behind him. And here comes Purvis. And Buckshot Jones is back into the fence up in turn 3.
There's the Bayer Pontiac for Buckshot. Here comes your leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Spotters telling their drivers there's a car up against the wall. Now he has rolled across the racetrack in turn 4 as Carl Simmons will wave the caution flag for yet a second time. And we still don't have 15 laps complete.
And we see Earnhardt Jr. come by, take the caution flag. All the cars slow down.
All right, working caution for the second time tonight here at Richmond International Raceway. Dale Earnhardt Jr., our early leader, followed by Kevin LePage and Andy Santerre.
1-2-1-2.
Back at Richmond International Raceway in Raceway County, Virginia, working the second caution flag of the night here, coming out on lap number 13. Action hot and heavy early on under the lights, Busch Series style. We'll show you it was actually lap 14 the caution came out. And here's the action in turn 3.
It's already in progress, and we see Buckshot Jones. We heard some communication between the crew, said he got tapped from behind. It kind of looks that way. We see Mark Martin as he looks back, and Buckshot, that's Dick Trickle, the car right behind him now. Whether or not there's contact or not, I don't know, because we can't see. Elton Sawyer, the Barbasol car, sees the accident happen in front of him.
Well, why don't we find out from Buckshot himself? I think Bill Weber standing by.
And Buckshot has climbed out of the car, and he's just gotten off the radio talking to his spotter on the roof, who had a better view of what happened out on the racetrack. He's surveying the damage on his car, which is substantial. The left side is bashed in. They've got some suspension damage to the the left front. Hey! Buckshot, what happened?
I don't know. I don't want to say nothing. All I know is it was early in the race, and I don't know. If the car was behind me, I don't want to get into all that, but I sure as heck didn't see him. And all I know is we got a tore-up car. We're just a few laps into this race, but I don't know.
And 6th in points coming in, and obviously the disappointing finish you had last week.
Yeah, just things don't seem to be going our way. I think we had a really good car here tonight. Just trying to bide our time, and I don't know. Just really disgusted with what happened this early.
Okay, obviously very frustrated. Buckshot Jones behind the wall.
Boy, lots of fireworks here early tonight. We'll show you Tony Stewart's shell Pontiac, or what's left of it. He was involved. They're taking the shell off that car. Basically, he was involved in the first caution flag tonight, coming out on lap number 2. And Kyle, they're putting the string to it.
That's always a bad sign. That means he's been hit hard on one of those front corners, and his steering's all out of whack. And you can live with a lot of things bent, but you can't live with the steering bent.
Oh, it's a tough night here. Saturday night, short track action on Friday night. It is Friday night Busch Series. Tomorrow night comes the Winston Cup. Back with more in just a moment.
Spencer's moved up to 22nd spot.
They just read it off the panel, right? I got you. Thank you, Mikey. You're the man. Surgically speaking.
Surgically. Okay, there you go. 3 midgets.
Who is this kind of thing? Oh.
Yes.
All right. Back at Richmond International Raceway, this beautiful shot of this massive crowd, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil on our Pennzoil Copter Camp. What a perfect night here in the Commonwealth of Virginia for NASCAR action, and what a crowd. Look at those grandstands. They are packed for Busch Series action.
All clear.
On Friday night. Restarting here on lap 22 of 250.
Did Lyndon Amick going down in the corner. Good run tonight for Lyndon. Once again, Tim Fiedler. Now this time you saw him lined up on the inside. That was the proper place to be. The last time he was lined up on the outside, he got black flagged because of it, for lining up on the wrong place.
I was just getting ready to ask you. I know I don't understand the rules of Busch racing, but he was on outside one restart, inside the next, and I didn't understand that. Thanks for clarifying.
The old rule used to allow them to line up on the outside. They changed it at the beginning of last year to follow the Winston Cup rule. Now, speaking of following, here's Mark Martin trying to get by Dave Blaney. Martin's Winn-Dixie Ford. Blaney in the car number 93, the Amico Ultimate Pontiac.
And Dick Trickle's checking this out. Trickle's running back in about 12th spot. This is a battle for 10th. Right between them. And who's running 10th? I don't know. Looks like a toss-up to me.
Two great short track races here. Mark Martin probably has more laps on asphalt short tracks. Blaney has more laps on dirt, and they're running door to door and not giving each other plenty of room.
The guy following is no slouch either. That guy named Dick Trickle had that great run last week at Darlington, just sitting there waiting. So now, do I go with the dirt track guy or do I follow the asphalt guy?
And we see that's Kevin's Grubb, the 52 car that's closing right on the back of Dick Trickle. Here comes Michael Waltrip in the deal. And Michael trying to get on the inside of Kevin Grubb, and he will do it. Nope, he backs off.
Once again, that is for 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th position. The 60 car is 10th. Michael Waltrip is 14th in that group you're watching on the screen.
Hermie Sadler also in that group. The Walt 2 Chevrolet. We're riding on board with Hermie Sadler, the Peebles onboard camera, as he looks at Michael Waltrip and says, okay, now how can I get up there? How can I get by that Band-Aid car? Now let me see. If I go right to the bottom of the racetrack, that's what he did. Maybe I just need to follow this guy and wait a little while.
Now one car on the move is that car number 12, the Zippo Chevrolet for Jimmy Spencer, trying to make a move inside of the 38, the Barbasol car. As you ride along with that track gear machine of Jeff Burton, he follows Spencer, or tries to follow Spencer, beneath Elton Sawyer.
And Spencer now goes into 17th position. Wow. And Jimmy Spencer was qualified, the car qualified in 28th position, but he had to go back to the very end of the field and started dead last, is now working his way forward.
So from 43rd to 19th, pretty good run early on here in just less than 30 laps.
I'm sorry, he started 16th. I looked at my wrong notes. Well, I get to making notes, right?
That's David Green in the Stanley car, number 36. You see Elton Sawyer now following Jimmy Spencer. From 34th to 18th, pretty good move for Elton Sawyer, too.
Yes, it is. You ever see the other Grubb boy? This is Wayne Grubb in the 83, trying to get by Glenn Allen in 99. And he does so.
Kyle, how soon, if you're like a Glenn Allen, do you look up and look and see that you got a guy like Mark Martin coming?
You start looking for Mark Martin when they drop the green flag. I don't care where he starts. Everybody starts looking for him and Jeff Burton at a place like this. But, you know, in this type of situation, Glenn Allen's qualified really well tonight. His car's not working quite as good as these other guys, and he may be holding them up a little bit. But, you know, he's looking for him to go inside, outside, and both lanes are working right now at this racetrack.
Glenn Allen qualified 5th. Right now he's running in 9th place, and Mark will be trying to drive on the outside in just a second.
It looks like some of these guys that run the Winston Cup like you do, Kyle, they sort of get in a rhythm early on in this race, and then that rhythm sort of helps them go car by car by car. How long does it take to get comfortable in that rhythm?
You know, when they drop the green flag, these guys are already in a rhythm. You know, Mark's been here. He's been running a Winston Cup car. He's been running a Busch car. These guys, we have the luxury of being in a Winston Cup car, of getting to practice extra times during the day. Even though it's in a totally different race car, you get to practice a little bit more time. And you get in a rhythm. You begin to know the racetrack. Mark was on the racetrack qualifying. He was on the racetrack an hour ago, where these guys weren't on the racetrack since 2:30, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So he knows more about what the racetrack's like, the Winston Cup guys do. But they get in a rhythm really, really early in the race.
So laps are laps, just like a quarterback taking snaps or snaps. So experience is important.
It doesn't make any difference what you're running here.
A little bit of contact there with Dick Trickle and Blaney in the 93. An Amoco car, and we see Dick Trickle shutting off Kevin Grubb at 52. Grubb had a run on Dick Trickle. He's going to try it again down the backstretch.
And take a look back here at that 12 car. There comes Spencer, Jimmy Spencer, in the Zippo Chevy. If you just joined us, Jimmy Spencer had Steve Grissom qualify the car 16th on Thursday. Spencer was up at Dover testing the Winston Cup car and didn't realize that he needed to be here to qualify. Thus, he had to start in the rear of the field, 43rd. Now finds himself battling for 13th.
Something smoking on Dick Trickle's car. Looked like the right front. Maybe he's made some contact with someone and knocked it's a little bit contact with the 52 of Grubb and Jimmy Spencer. But Kevin does a nice job. Now Spencer lost a little momentum. Here comes Bobby Hillen driving to the inside of Hermie Sadler back there. The blue and white car on the inside is Hillen. And you're going to make it 3 abreast as Jeff Burton's on the inside of Hillen.
You can see how just getting out of the gas for just a split second to allow somebody in line or give them a little bit of room, you lose a little bit of ground. I think Trickle, when he got into Blaney there a little bit, may have knocked the fender in, but I think it smoked a lap or two and then knocked itself off.
Riding along with Jeff Burton in his car number 9, the Track Gear Ford Taurus. And our leader is that young man right there, car number 3, the AC Delco Chevrolet driver, Little E. Dale Earnhardt Jr., our Busch Series point leader. Under beautiful skies and a great crowd, the Busch Series stars and cars are putting on one whale of a show, and we're still early here in the Autolite Platinum 250. Back with more in just a moment.
Santerre's still running 3rd. Yeah.
He's doing pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive for Spencer to go in the 12th spot.
Yeah, he is.
Seen a lot of cars backfiring. Is that the unleaded fuel, the incomplete combustion, you think?
Well, and I think it's better than it used to be. I think it's better.
Really?
Supposedly it's supposed to be better with the 100 octane. It's supposed to be burned better than the 108 octane.
Yeah, it's supposed to burn out of the cylinder quicker. That was their problem when they had the stuff to begin with the unleaded. It was laying in the cylinder, burning the valve guides out. And what they tried to do was up the stuff so that it'd burn away quicker, so it wouldn't build up as much heat in the cylinders.
I got you.
I think you just notice the backfire because it's night. Yeah. As much as anything.
Uh-oh, Blaze Alexander.
Ooh.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, NASCAR Busch Series action under the lights here in Enrico County, Virginia. Weekend coverage coming up RPM tonight, 5:30 Eastern time on the news tomorrow night. NASCAR today on the mothership at 7 Eastern, ESPN, followed by our live flag-to-flag coverage. Ned Jarrett will slide in, so will John Kernan, and the big guy, Bob Jenkins, to call the NASCAR Winston Cup Exide NASCAR Select Batteries 400 at 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow night. And, of course, weekend coverage on Sunday, RPM today at 12:30 Eastern. The NASCAR Craftsman Trucks Memphis 200 on ESPN at 1 Eastern time. And the Kart FedEx Series Honda Grand Prix of Monterey featuring the Texaco 300 at 3 Eastern time on ESPN. All caution being shown for the 3rd time tonight as a car number 20 Blaze Alexander, as his rescue machine, has come to rest on the racetrack.
And, you know, really nothing happened to the car except he couldn't get to the bottom of the racetrack. Cars all the way around the 3/4 mile racetrack, and he just simply had to stop because his car was not under power. And the pace car goes by pit road, and all the leaders have chosen not to pit. Somewhere in the back, some of these guys will, looks like Elton Sawyer will be the first car to come down pit road and make a pit stop.
Now, the rule tonight is they get 3 sets of tires under caution. A lot of teams are saying they would make 3 pit stops at 80-lap intervals. You take a look at from high above this Richmond International Raceway, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and our Pennzoil Copter Cam. See some of the cars that have peeled off on the pit road. There's Elton Sawyer's, Barbasol Ford. And also the 64 car of Dick Trickle. Let's check in his pits with Bill Weber.
Well, Dick Trickle is not in his pits. He's going to stay out on the track, Jerry, like most of the leaders. He did have a brief tire rub on the front right side of that car, but it has corrected itself, so they're happy with their performance, and Trickle stays on the track.
Last week's winner at Darlington, South Carolina, in the Duraloop 200, and what was a photo finish by inches over Dale Earnhardt Jr. We are working caution for the 3rd time tonight. Doing a prop with the car number 20 of Blaze Alexander coming to a rest on the racetrack. Back with more with Dale Earnhardt Jr. as our leader in just a moment.
Ray, you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you hearing that scanner or that radio in the background?
Yeah, it sounds like it's, you know, up in the booth.
Do you guys hear that at all in the booth?
No. No, I did not.
Man, that is killing me. It's somebody's radio. It's an open radio of a spotter and a crew talking to their driver. I don't know if it's open in the booth or what.
Last night, Neil, Jill kept asking us if we heard a conversation between the crew and the driver. We did not hear the conversation. Somehow, the radios that we're trying to scan, there's a problem. Somehow, the guys in the pits are hearing it.
Yeah, it sounds like one of the crew members is standing in the booth with you guys.
Exactly. That's what I thought it was, to be honest about it.
Well, the radio is in the booth, so that's exactly where it is.
I thought I was losing my mind.
Hoppy's turned the thing off now, so see.
1 to go. Next time by. 1 to go.
Are you hearing anything now, Bill? Or Ray?
Negative.
All right. We welcome you back to Richmond International Raceway. Ray Dunlap, Bill Weber, Kyle Petty, Benny Parsons, and yours truly, Jerry Punch, bringing you live action on just an absolutely gorgeous night here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Great crowd on hand.
See Carl Simmons giving the field the signal 1 lap before the green flag is waved, and we're back racing again.
There's a look at some of this crowd that have come in here tonight to watch exciting NASCAR Busch Series action. Every seat will be filled tomorrow night for NASCAR's Winston Cup cars, 400 laps, 300 miles on this D-shaped 3/4 mile oval in Henrico County, Virginia. Still 33 cars on the lead lap as we get set for a restart here on lap 51. Caution number 3 out for a total of 5 laps.
Oh, Speedo missed his ship. And that let the first 3 cars get a jump, but also Jeff Green, the 92 car, gets a jump as well. Jeff Green is 1 lap down.
Comes the car number 34 back on the racetrack. Mike McLaughlin minus the front end of that Gould's Pump Chevy.
And he's only 47 laps down right now.
Of course, third in the point standings. Take a look at this car as it comes at you. He finished 34th here in June. A lot of work by the crew members to getting him back on the racetrack after he was involved with 3 other cars in contact on the second lap of the race down in turn 1.
Never see the leader, Earnhardt Jr. in the 3 car. Kevin LePage is second, the channel lock car. And right now, we see Tim Fiedler is going by Andy Santerre on the outside. Jeff Purvis, a 4 car, is 4th. Todd Bodine, the Slim Jim car, would be running in 5th. And Lyndon Amick is in 6th. And right now, Amick is getting a challenge from Shane Hall in the Big A Auto Parts automobile. There he is. And now Trickle looks back at Jimmy Spencer. That's the battle for the 11th spot.
Now Spencer gets a challenge on the inside. Trying to sneak it into the inside of him is the car number 52.
Kevin Grubb. There he is, the 52, the link belt. I'm sorry, it's Creestar. The other car is the link belt.
That is all for position. We mentioned there are 33 cars on the lead lap in the car. Number 12 now makes a move. Spencer trying to get beneath it. He makes the move and passes Dick Trickle for position. That would be for the 11th spot.
Now he sets his sights on Blaney. Blaney drifts high and Spencer drives up beside of him. That will put Jimmy Spencer up into the top 10 in 10th spot if he can just get by the Amoco car. So far, well, I thought he might have the position, but no.
All right, now he will set his sights. If you look back from the Winn-Dixie Ford, that is Martin Martin, his next prey, and that one may not be quite as easy as some of these lesser experienced drivers. He still hasn't gotten by Dave Blaney. Now he has the inside and will slide up in front of Blaney and take the position away. That is the 10th spot.
Martin Martin, meanwhile, is going by on the outside, going by Wayne Grubb. That's the link belt car, 83. Spencer will try to do the same thing on the outside. He does it. Now, Martin has moved up on the racetrack trying to find a grip, but look at Spencer. Man, this car is working.
Jimmy's car really works good right in the middle of the corner. You watch him right here. He rolls really free through the center of the corner. Martin just lets him go right there, but on the outside, those guys are going in, slowing down a little bit, but they're keeping their cars built up, the RPMs built up, and they're running on the outside down the straightaway. That's why Spencer had such a hard time with Blaney.
Shane Hall, his next prey. How much are you out of the gas here? It almost looks like Spencer just barely comes out. Whoops. As we have a car spinning and tagging the wall. That's Ashton Lewis in the car number 89. The Meredith Ruhart car. He did more than tag it. He crunched it. Back of that machine is shoved down. Young man from Chesapeake, Virginia. Driving for Meredith Ruhart, and that will bring out caution number 4 here on lap number 60.
We can see the back end is dragging the racetrack, so he certainly is going to have to go to the attention of the pit crew.
Ashton had a pretty good performance at Darlington last week. Anytime you bring a car home in one piece your first trip to Darlington and get a top 25 finish, you got to be pretty proud of that. But a tough one tonight here for him on lap number 6. See if we can see what happened to the car number 89.
Yeah. There's nothing behind him, so looks like a tire might have gone flat or something. Looks like he got in the corner and around he went.
All right, caution for the 4th time tonight from Carl Simmons. We are still early on here in the Autolite Platinum 250 NASCAR Busch Grand National Series event. And it's Earnhardt, LePage, Santerre, Purvis, and Bodine in the top 5.
That Ashton Lewis is from Chesapeake, Virginia?
That's what he told me.
I thought he was from somewhere in New England. This says Fernandino Beach, Florida. Good, Jerry.
Card 5, let me find it. Thank you. Good. Monday, it's the 49ers and the Redskins.
Yes.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Thank you. Thank you, Corky.
ESPN presents Sunday Night Football at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time from Foxborough Stadium. The Indianapolis Colts taking on the New England Patriots. And then on Monday night on ABC Sports, it's Monday Night Football at its new time, 8 Eastern, as the 49ers tackle the Washington Redskins. ESPN and ABC, the exclusive home of NFL in prime time. We are set for green flag racing after the fourth caution flag of the night.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Go, go, go.
I guess he wanted to make sure he was getting ready. Lap 65. That caution flag out for 4 laps. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. takes off again with Kevin LePage in the car number 40 in second position in pursuit.
And here comes Spencer on the inside of Shane Hall. This, folks, is a battle for 7th position. But the floor car barrier is there as Shane Hall will be going by on the outside. Now, surely Jimmy's not going to try to make this 3 abreast. No. He backs up and says, I'll show a little patience here.
That is Mark Martin's view from looking out the windshield of the Winn-Dixie Ford at the Zippo Chevrolet for Jimmy Spencer.
And there we see the Ford car trying to get by the lap car of Brad Knopfsinger. Once again, Jimmy Spencer qualified in 16th, started back in 39th, and is now up to 8th position. It's a great run for Spencer. Ooh, Todd Bodine gets a little loose as he tries to get by Knopfsinger. Now, meanwhile, we've got Lyndon Amick, and he gets in the side of Knopfsinger. That was close.
He kind of knocked Knopfsinger out of the way so that pack could go on, I think.
Shot from high above in our Pennzoil Kotzer cam. Show you again, Lyndon Amick in the car number 35 with some contact in the back of the 43 of Knopfsinger.
Yep, just a little touch, and we see Brad go up the hill, save the race car, and thank goodness he didn't spin in front of the entire group of cars.
All right, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is our leader. Kevin LePage. There's Earnhardt Jr., the AC Delco Chevrolet. Tony Uri prepared car. The lap car of Fedewa. There's the channel lock machine of Kevin LePage. Last time we were on a short track, he won it at Bristol, Tennessee, and trouble on the racetrack.
Jason Keller, the 57 car, goes up, makes contact with the retaining wall. We see the damage in the back of the car, but it doesn't look that bad. And here's Fedewa trying to get his lap back.
And Earnhardt Jr. will not race him back to the caution flag. He will let him have his lap back as the caution comes out on lap number 70 for the 5th time tonight.
Let's see if we can see what happened to Jason Keller. He goes down the corner, and right behind we see him spin up. Oh my goodness, in front of all those cars. And Tony Stewart, Phil Parsons, Bobby Hillen, the 28 car, Curtis Markham, Jeff Krogan, 56, all lucky to get by. Elton Sawyer takes a look. That's Jason Keller right behind him. Oh, some contact from somebody back there.
Different angle this time. See if we can see who may have gotten into the back of Jason Keller.
Looks like Dillon in the 72 car.
And LePage, the second place car, is in the pits or headed to pit road, and Ray Dunlap, right?
Well, Doc, I just asked Doug Taylor, the car owner, if he was going to pit, and they said, well, they wanted to wait on the leader, but Kevin called in and said the car is very tight off the corner, so they're going to make an air pressure adjustment on the Channel Lock Chevrolet. A couple of other cars come down pit road. I kind of expected that the 4 car of Jeff Purvis would come in, but they decided to wait on the leader. It is going to be a 4-tire stop for Kevin LePage, and Randy LaJoie in the 74 brought his car in. He's down and away, and looks like a 4-tire stop for LePage, and hopefully that'll make the car better.
All right, for the first of 3 sets of tires that are allowed by NASCAR, have been used by Kevin LePage. There's the Duralube machine for Phil Parsons. Got some crinkling on the hood of that car. He was involved trying to get the car woed down. Already a lot of battle scars here on the short tracks under the lights at Richmond International Raceway. Back with more live Busch Series action in just a moment. Stay with us.
Peter went from a lap down to back in the lead lap with 4 tires. That's not a bad deal, is it?
This is 250.
Yeah.
70-some laps. It's not.
What they were telling me, Kyle, was all these guys wanted to, if they were going to make 3 stops, they were going to do it at, do it at 8 lap intervals.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant 2 stops, 80 and 160.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Who is this Kyle Petty?
I would think 72, 74 would be close enough to.
That's close to that. Yeah, that was close
yeah.
enough to consider, especially if it was pushing that bad.
Back at Richmond International Raceway. We are 74 laps into this one. Let's check in with Bill Weber quickly.
Well, first of all, an amazing run for Andy Santerre. 74 laps in, currently running second. His car is just a tick loose, but the crew's very confident that that car can be competitive all the way to the checkers. The big question mark for them will be when they pit. And while Santerre's running up front, look who he's following, Dale Earnhardt Jr. So he's also racing and getting some experience as we get ready for the green. One thing about Earnhardt, the reason he hasn't stopped is because their car is so good, they know if they stop, everybody else will. That'll give everybody else a chance to make their car better.
Back to green flag racing. Thank you very much, Bill. Strategy, Kyle Petty and Benny. A lot of teams talking about 2 stops at lap 80 and 160. Others saying we're going to go just past the halfway and make it a 1-stop only.
I don't know what strategy would be best. You know, some of these guys, we saw LePage pit. Obviously, he's on the 2-stop strategy and try to save a set of tires towards the end of the race when it comes down to a shootout. You know, these guys that go to that far, obviously Earnhardt's not getting a break. He would like to see this thing be going green because he'd be lapping a lot of people right now the way his car's working. And as long as you got somebody in a bad race car that's not driving good, you want to keep him in it.
And it looks like Earnhardt is planning on going on 1 stop. As we see Todd go down, he got extremely loose a couple of laps ago, or maybe last lap off turn 2. As he tries to chase down Jeff Purvis. That's Purvis in the Lance Snatch Chevrolet. I'm really impressed by Lyndon Amick tonight in that car right behind Todd Bodine, the 30 car and the 35. He's doing a terrific job.
I talked to Buddy Barnes, his crew chief, earlier tonight, and they were very excited about how much progress this whole team has made. It's the same car that Amick finished 4th with at Myrtle Beach, same car he led at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and this young man has come on strong in the car number 35. And how about a youngster that's been pretty impressive with that? The 3rd generation Jarrett. We're talking about Jason Jarrett in the car number 32.
We're in an 18th spot right now as you're watching their field summary. Had to start in last position tonight, 43rd, and is now up to 18th. There we see Jason Jarrett. As we see also Kevin LePage. Oh, and Nossing right in front of Jason. Oh!
Caution's out. Bunch of them all over the place. DJ, slow down.
All right, caution out for the 6th time. Heavy contact. The 92 car, Jeff Green, may have gotten his lap back. Phil Parsons heavily damaged. There's Kevin LePage, who had just made that pit stop.
That's the onboard camera on Kevin LePage's car. We can't even see the sponsor's name. There's Knopfsinger's car.
Oh, my goodness.
David Kirsch. Something about never stop loving you.
He's not loving that.
No, he's not
at all. Terry Agachani and Mike Curb, the co-owners on that car, number 43.
I guess that's one reason Earnhardt Jr. stayed out there, Kyle, because he does not want to get back in the middle of all this action.
Now, that's a gamble you take when you pit early like that. It's a gamble, you know, when you qualify bad, it puts you in the middle of this stuff.
So we're going to take a look and see if we can tell. There we see, looks like that maybe David Green just touches the 43 in the back. Around he goes, and just no place to go. Look at all these cars behind, just jam in the back of this.
Man, what carnage. Let's check in the pits with Bill Weber.
Well, obviously waiting for the leader of the race, Dale Earnhardt Jr., to come down pit road. Remember, his car has been perfect at this point in the race. That's why they stayed out there. He's got the leader of the pole sitter pitted right in front of him. This should be 4 tire stops for all these cars. Earnhardt should have plenty of room to get out. They've got the right side tires on. They come around to the left side. No chassis adjustment. Fuel going in. They had considered going on just 1 stop. Not needed now. This will be their first stop. They've got tires for 1 stop later. Betsy coming down pit road, looking out for Earnhardt. The 30's away. Spencer coming down pit road. Mark Martin also on his way. Long stop for the 47. Pole sitter lost a lot of spots on pit road right there.
There's also a tire going across pit road in front of the field. I guess there's where the loose tire came from, the left rear of Mike Dillon's car. Mike, there's your tire.
And Phil Parsons' car has come to rest as you watch Mike Dillon's car sparking, trying to get back around to the pits. He's now coming down pit road. The Detroit Gasket, Ron Parker on machine for Mike Dillon, son-in-law for Richard Childress. Now the crew will try to get a pry bar beneath the car. All right, let's look and listen here.
Man. Let's check from Kevin LePage's channel lock onboard camera as he goes into 3, starts off 4, and it's all going to break loose. Hermie Sadler had nowhere to go.
All right, Kevin LePage back in the pits, and Ray is there. Ray?
Yeah, Doc, basically the problem is in the left rear there, and they had to use a couple of Roush rollers to try to get the body damage away from the race car. Lots of action down here on pit road, including that of Jeff Purvis. He came in for a 4-tire stop. Now, on his first set of tires, Purvis had a very bad vibration in the right front. They think that maybe the valve stem might have been crinkled on that car, but they've got a fresh set of tires on there, and he said that car is awfully good. He thinks it might be a contender.
There's a look at Jeff Purvis, once again chronicling the cars that were involved. LePage, Knopfsinger, Parsons, LaJoie, Wayne Grubb, and Hermie Sadler. Those cars involved in the latest caution flag coming out on lap 80. You get to it, Benny.
I can't see I can't see it.
He's got it shut off. Oh, does he?
No.
There's nothing up there.
Okay,
Here we
that's
go.
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Dale, this is Benny Parsons. You read me? Let me check his radio. I'm not hearing him.
We don't hear him. We don't hear him though. Earnhardt Jr. No,
Hoppy is hearing it. We're not hearing it.
We don't hear him.
No, you're not hearing voices. I was trying to talk to you a moment ago, Dale. We're just not hearing you. Try it again.
All right, I got a copy, Benny. How's it going?
All right, man. You look like you're doing all right.
Yeah, we're running pretty good. We got some things to work on, but the car's driving pretty good. A lot of good competition out here tonight.
We'll be right back with you.
Our Speed World coverage of NASCAR Busch Grand National Series action from Richmond International Raceway is being brought to you by Midas. For quality service, visit your neighborhood Midas today. And by ESPN Video. Get your officially licensed NASCAR videos from ESPN Video. Well, let's show you while we're under caution for the 6th time tonight, coming out on lap number 81.
And folks, it's a mess. There's the end result of the caution flag. We see Brad Knopflinger sitting down there on the bottom of the racetrack, and obviously their tape is having trouble rolling. There are the cars going around the racetrack circulating on the caution flag.
Those cars involved Kevin LePage, Brad Knopflinger, Phil Parsons, Randy LaJoie, Wayne Grubb, and Hermie Sadler. Here's a look up at turn 4.
And we see Jason Jarrett sitting down. I think both the Grubb boys were involved in that crash.
All right, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been our leader since the drop of the green flag. He assumed the lead on the very first lap coming off turn 2. Benny, let's see if we can talk with him.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., this is Benny Parsons up to ESPN. You got me?
Yeah, how's it going, Benny?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Looks like you're doing pretty well tonight.
Well, we had a little ignition trouble there the first couple laps, but we got that solved, and ever since then, AC Delco Chevrolet Monte Carlo has been running great.
Well, now you got about 6 cars in front of you. How long? Is this a concern, trying to pass these cars?
It's always a concern trying to pass race cars, but we'll take our time with it, try to pick our way through there. If we can't, we'll just ride it out until we get a better shot at it.
Where'd you learn all this patience?
Oh, I've learned a lot this year. You'd be surprised.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
But I tell you what, you're a better person for it, and right now you're doing one heck of a job. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Take a look at his left hand. He's taking his left hand, Kyle, all out. He's got the left hand there in the window like he's trying to get some air to come in that window. He'd take that left hand off and push the button on the steering wheel and talk to Benny, then put the left hand back out there. And that's what he's doing it for. He's just doing it to get a little air in the car, because when you're out there running, air goes in that NACA right there where he's got his hand. You see that piece of plexiglass there. When you're running around slow, there's nothing going in there. I'm not sure I'd give up the cold air just to talk to Benny, though. I won't have to tell you that. I'd leave my hand out there.
I'd tell Benny to call back later. Let's check in the Andy Santerre pits with Bill Weber.
Well, Jerry, a couple more thoughts on the pole sitter. When that caution came out, Santerre was directly behind Earnhardt on the racetrack. Now there are 5 cars between Earnhardt and Santerre. So basically, on his pit stop, he lost 5 positions. Santerre's pit stop was 24.22 seconds. That's pretty lengthy. And remember, we suspected they might lose some spots on pit road. They might lose a few more on this restart. Apparently, the clutch is dragging, and that could be a problem for Santerre when they restart here.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Nicholas Short, the crew chief for Andy Santerre, started at Michigan a few weeks ago, and this has been a different racing team. They have really come together, as evidenced by their first Busch Series pole here tonight.
We're talking to Santerre, and he said that he and Nicholas are working very well. He said, I come in, I tell him what's wrong, and he fixes it. And normally, he fixes it to my liking. And That's exactly what every driver wants in a crew chief.
He was bragging on their engine program, too. Engine Source, he said Gary Preciosi and Joe Vardy were the two guys that put this motor together for him here, that put him on the pole. And he said, I'm really excited about the last few events of 1998 and all of 1999.
I tell you, I drove Busch car last year some, and Joe Vardy built motors for those cars, and Joe Vardy can build some motors in the Busch series.
As a matter of fact, Kyle, that's one of your engines that he has in the car.
He run a lot better than I ever run. I'll just tell you that right now.
The words of wisdom from Kyle Petty and Benny Parsons as we are under caution here for the 6th time tonight. Bobby Hillin surveying the damage on his car. Back with more in a moment. Ago, they've waved the green flag on lap number 93.
And look at Earnhardt Jr. on the outside. He has passed 2 cars on the outside already. Bessie and Jeff Green, the 92 car, and he's trying to get by Jeff Green on the outside. Oh! And that's Jeff Green in the 92 and Todd Bodine. Very close off turn 4 now. Earnhardt makes that pass. He's up to 4th place.
Kyle, it's got to bring back some memories. Watching the 3-car like that on a short track, just easing by him on the outside.
On the outside, and that's, you know, when Earnhardt really run good, when Dale Sr. ran really good here, he'd go in and you'd be just digging on the inside, backing the gas wide open, look up, and he'd be going by you on the outside. And I was thinking that at the beginning of the race. You know, these guys are Busch guys getting ready to move up to Winston Cup at some point in time. And to think that you're going to have to worry about that 3-car for the next 30 years has got to be a disheartening thought right now.
That's got to be not only disheartening, that's downright depressing.
I'm thinking about retiring right now. I'm just telling you.
He goes by Michael Walters, moves into 2nd place. Only Tracy Leslie is maiden car left.
Take a look at the short track leaders. 8 races. The average finish for Little E, 6th, a little over past 6th. And that's why he has sort of moved away. Kenseth and McLaughlin, his 2 closest competitors in the points, 13th, average at about 13th place on the short track.
And this is for the lead. Tracy Leslie, the Lysol car has the lead. Not for long. Wow. That car, the AC Delco car, is so good. Tony Uri Jr., Senior, do a great job.
Right there.
And Earnhardt Jr. does a great job driving.
Now watch Todd Bodine in the Slim Jim car and Jimmy Spencer here. This is what short track racing's all about. A little sideways for Todd. Hang on. Grabbing that steering wheel, swatting flies in the cockpit. And Kyle, that's what short track racing's all about.
That is. And you know, you look at it and you say, well, Jimmy got into him a little bit. Yeah, Jimmy got into him a little bit, but Jimmy gave him room to save it too. And that's one thing that short track racing, real short track racing is all about. You'll beat and bang and you'll rub a little bit, but you give the guy room because you want to pass him fair and square.
And this is what he's trying to do right now. Pass him fair and square. This is a battle for 3rd position. Give it to Spencer.
All right, Ray Dunlap is caught up with one driver who's still standing and waiting, Bobby Hillin.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Jerry. A record-breaking week for Mark McGuire, but a heartbreaking night for you. Tell us what happened.
just disgusted. You know, second time we've had clutch problems with this car. Something wrong with the pedal assembly in it. It's bit us twice now. From the start of the race, we were falling back because I couldn't shift gears, and finally just wouldn't shift. And headed for clean shower, and everybody, we thought we were going to have a good night tonight.
Well, the crew just gave him the signal to get back in the car, so they're going to try to get him back out on the racetrack.
He had a couple of good runs going the past few weeks. Had a great run going at Darlington, and one of disheartening run after running up in the top 10 early for Bobby Hillin.
That was his battle for the 12th spot between Jeff Green in 92 and Dave Blaney in 93. There's Dick Trickle. Lyndon Amick is now back. And here's the battle for second spot. Put Spencer into second spot. Man, what a run Spencer's having.
Kyle, I started to ask you earlier, and we had a caution flag. What a surprise. About how much you're out of the throttle here. Looks like Spencer is barely out of the gas at all, or a little lead.
You know, with the Busch cars, I'm really not that acquainted with them. With the Winston Cup car, you come down, you get off of it, almost, you run it straight to the corner, get off of it, and then try to stay off the brakes. You see Spencer, he makes a lot of time through the middle of the corner. Just letting the car freewheel by itself. They're back on the gas right coming as they come off of the exit in turn 4, down next to the inside pit wall there, and you jump out of it way back up here. So, you know, it's a really deceiving racetrack. You think these guys are running really, really hard down in the corners, and they're not running as hard into the corners as they are up off the corners.
He's coming by the line, showing that Spencer is the quicker of the two.
Oh! And we see Lyndon Amick and Elton Sawyer get together, and Elton Sawyer pancakes the right side of the car, and the caution's out because there's debris on the racetrack.
Coming inside you. Caution is out. Caution is out. Clear low right there. Clear low.
Elton Sawyer's spotter telling him clear low, caution out for the 7th time tonight. And as Benny said, he pancaked the right side of that Barbasol Ford.
You will see Lyndon Amick in the 35 car does not realize that the 35 is up there, moves up the racetrack, and we see the contact between the two, and that's the rear tail panel off the 35 car we see bounced on the racetrack. And Elton Sawyer has no choice but just slam the outside wall.
All right, different angle. Here's what Carl Simmons saw as they came by the flag stand. Where's the contact?
Yeah, I don't think Lyndon had any clue that he was there. He moved up on him, and you could see the left front fender on Elton's car was caved in, and it just took him straight in the outside wall.
Elton Sawyer had moved up into 5th in the point standings after a 12th place run at Darlington, and he was hoping to gain some more tonight, but this one will cost him a little while as we're under caution here.
We saw just a moment ago, we saw Jimmy Spencer had the fastest lap. This might be the only car that can run with Earnhardt Jr. tonight.
All right, we'll have a restart coming up after the break, and we'll check on the Zippo driver, Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer, under caution for the 7th time tonight. The lead is our leader. I doubt you want to listen to that one.
I guess he's talking about talking to him.
Yeah, but I mean, we would also have capability to listen, so I don't think that's probably a wise move. Who gave us that shot from the flag stand? That was a good shot.
Don.
Is that Don?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. .104 I've got. All right. Okay. Hey, nice shot, Don, from the flag stand, man. Yeah. We are back. Exciting NASCAR Busch Series short track action at Richmond International Raceway.
Caution number 7 coming out of lap 104. Here's what happened.
See, Lyndon Amick in the red and blue car goes up, pinches Elton Sawyer. They make contact, and Elton Sawyer makes hard contact with the outside retaining wall.
All right, from the flag stand, Kyle.
Yeah, this is a great view right here. You can see they've already collided before they get as they come under the flag stand. And I just don't think Lyndon ever saw him. He eased up on him trying to get a good run into the first corner. Pins him on the outside wall.
There's Lyndon Amick, and we see the tail panel in the middle of the racetrack. Used to be on the back of this car.
Young man, 21 years of age, former champion of the Goodies Dash Series. Really coming on with the leadership of Buddy Barnes and that team. Fans on their feet. Now we're going to see if Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer, can handle the lead as they restart here on lap 109.
Green, clear, work on.
Martin, her fourth place car. Martin, a fourth place car, looks back at Mike Dillon. And there we see Andy Santerre trying to work his way back in front, trying to get on the inside of Elliott Sadler in 66. That's a battle for 8th position.
That's 8th, 9th, and 10th on your screen as you're riding along now with Jeff Burton. He's back in 11th spot. Haven't heard much yet from the track gear Ford. Gotta believe we'll hear some from Burton. You see Blaney's car gets a little bit loose. In-car camera shots, Kyle. It's like you're riding along inside the guy's helmet and watching what's happening right in front of him.
And now Jimmy Spencer has caught Dale Earnhardt Jr. Well, can he do anything with him? Let's see. 112 laps down, 138 to go.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led, with the exception of pit stops, since the beginning. There's Matt Kenseth in car number 17. He and Jeff Purvis being shown in 6th and 7th position. That's Santerre, the 47, now coming up in 8th spot. Michael Waltrip is 9th in the 21. Battle for 10th behind that. That time by, the speed showed that Jimmy Spencer was quicker than the 3 car.
But just barely. Just barely. 118.4 to 118.4. These two cars are awfully evenly matched. That time, Earnhardt Jr. was a little quicker. And Santerre was, Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, was the 3rd fastest as he tries to get by Jeff Purvis at the battle for 5th spot.
From our Pinzo copter cam at this battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Matt Kenseth, the Lycos.com Chevrolet.
Santerre trying to take a look on the inside.
On cold tires, the high groove coming out of turn 4 is the fastest way. Those guys are making some time getting into turn 3 and through the center, but they just can't do anything. We saw Kenseth try it with Purvis, and now Santerre tried it with Kenseth.
Copter cam giving you an idea of exactly what Kyle Petty was talking about. Coming out of turn 4, using the high groove. Kenseth now trying to get to the inside of Jeff Purvis. Purvis, a former winner here, the only Busch Series regular that had won here at Richmond International Raceway in competition. Kenseth used the low groove last time out of turn 4. Tries it down on the inside. The car sliding back up.
He's going to try it on the outside. Well, meanwhile, he's got to be a little bit defensive because Santerre's right there looking on the inside. Kevin LePage, the 40 car, still trying to work his way to the front as he goes by the 93 car of Dave Blaney. He's still in the lead lap. Kevin LePage back in the 13th position.
Yeah, Trickle is in 12th spot, the 64 car. LePage, the 40 car, is 13th, and the 93 of Blaney is 14th. And that is for position. The 35 car, Brendan Amick, being passed by Trickle for 11th spot. Now as LePage will try it on the outside.
So obviously, whatever the contact that Lyndon Amick had with Elton Sawyer has also damaged his car, because it's certainly not up to speed or not running as quick as it was earlier.
Well, one car that is up to speed is this little car right here, Little E, in his car number 3. He has turned it up a notch. A moment ago, we were clocking both cars at almost identical times and speeds, and look at how he's pulled away from the 12 car of Jimmy Spencer.
As a matter of fact, the 30 car of Todd Bodine that last lap by was faster than Jimmy Spencer. And we'll check out the speeds, and once again we see that Spencer all of a sudden is struggling. He goes from 100, running the same speed as Earnhardt at 118.5 down to 116.5. So Spencer's car losing the handle just a little bit. That's pretty bad news for the competition. Martin had the second best lap. Fastest lap, I should say. See, Santerra's been able to get by Matt Kenseth and take over that 6th spot as he tried to work on the outside of Purvis. Bill Weber, what you got for us?
Benny, this has been just like a chess match watching this 47 car come through the field. In fact, he gets by Purvis, and the feeling down here was that Purvis was holding up both the 17 and the 47. But they knew that the 47 car could get to the front, but he just wanted to be very, very patient. This is a test for somebody that's never really been in this situation in this series before. A great car in a great position, and still in contention as we cross halfway here.
All right, Santerre was our pole sitter, currently being shown in 5th spot. Here's a battle back here. Elliott Sadler in the car number 66. That is for 13th, 14th, and 15th. Jeff Green, the car number 92, is in 14th spot. And we have one car heavy into the wall in turn 4.
Car in the wall inside of turn 4. Pull the highlight, you're okay.
Elton Sawyer once again. And this time, whatever pieces weren't broken are now. We see him moving around in there, which is a good sign.
But he hit it a ton. We heard his spotter say he just knocked the heck out of the wall. And you see him moving around, looking down to try to see about getting those belts unbuckled.
He's trying to get his breath right
exactly.
Here. You see he's just leaning on the steering wheel. He keeps looking down, looking back up. He's just trying to get his breath. Obviously, he hit a ton when you saw him. The car come down off the racetrack. It was carrying the right front tires. So this thing is. He hit hard.
He had pancaked this car earlier on lap 104. This is lap 125, and boy, he hit it a ton with the right side. Let's take a look.
And listen.
Oh.
That right front tire goes flat, and when it does, there's no control. It's straight in the wall.
And once again, he had moved into the top 5 in the point standings coming into the night with just 6 events remaining, hoping to be able to possibly move up on that at his home racetrack here at Richmond, Virginia.
What Kyle was talking about, when these cars go in and hit a wall like that, all the air in your body leaves. It just goes, hoo, and you spend about 30 seconds trying to get a breath.
Now watch the upper right of your screen.
Hard in that wall.
That's Mike McLaughlin who missed him down low.
Earnhardt Jr. starts by on the inside and says, I don't think that's the place to go. I think I'll shoot on the outside.
Oh.
Just misses Elton Sawyer.
All right, here's Elton out of the car, the Aiken Sutton Motorsports machine, able to walk away. That is certainly good news. But he did indeed hit a ton. As we work the 8th caution flag, and we are just now past the halfway point here in the Autolite Platinum 250 at Richmond International Raceway. It is Earnhardt Jr., Spencer, Bodine, Martin, and Santerre in the top 5.
Well, Bill, that's a good point with Santerre, because he is learning more tonight than he's learning every race so far this year combined.
And look where he is now, okay? Now he's right between Mark and Kenseth, and you know they want to run together, so let's see what he learns here.
Yep. And the pit crew's also learning. You know, that's the one thing that you're always concerned about is, you know, when you run back in the middle of the pack and all of a sudden you have to make those pit stops, you're always concerned about that pit crew.
Yep. Run in the middle, you got a middle of the pack pit crew 90% of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even when the car, so when it surprises you and the car steps up, everybody else doesn't step up.
It's a learning process for everybody, the driver and the crew.
You'll say you got a front stretch race car and a back stretch pit crew.
That's it.
But again, they've got to be under fire before they know.
That's right.
They can practice in the garage all they want to, but until they get under fire and get in this deal, they just think they're ready.
Back at Richmond International Raceway, what a beautiful facility. Paul Sawyer, Wayne, and Billy. NASCAR Winston Cup Series sign aglow. And those grandstands topped by those mirrored glass suites.
And us.
And us. We're up there on the roof there. These great shots courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil and our Pennzoil Copter Cab. We check in once again with Ray Dunlap.
Well, just a second here. We'll get a word from Elton Sawyer. He's about to go into the medical center and get checked out. Can you give us a word about how you're feeling? Are you okay? That's the big question.
Yeah, I'm okay, Ray. It's just that wasn't very smart on my part. I got up on the outside of the 35 car down the front straightaway, and I don't know if he didn't see me. We touched and really hit the right side pretty hard there, and didn't want to go a lap down, so it stayed out. And I mean, it was towed in really bad, and finally just blew the right front tire. It's really not very smart on my part. My guys did a great job. We had a really good car. We were really expecting to, get us a good finish here, but sometimes you got to be a little smarter.
Yeah, tough night for the whole crew. Eddie Perdue not able to be here tonight because his grandmother's very ill, and Elton's going to go in and get checked out, but it looks like he's okay.
Kyle, that does happen to race car drivers. Sometimes your heart overcomes your head because you want to be a part, you want to gain those points, and you know probably from your head you shouldn't be out there with that car tire towed in.
Yeah, as he said, he thought he had a good chance at running good here tonight. He'd already been in the wall once. He drives it down in the corner. The tire's been rubbed, and he pops. Boom. He comes straight back across the racetrack. You see the car in front of him. You see it. It'll pop about right there, and it starts up the racetrack right there. You know, it just lays over on that right front, and there's nothing you can do. There's not enough brake in the world to get that car to slow down by the time you get there. So, and a lot of times, like you say, Jade, a lot of times you're out there running, you've run competitive, you know you got a top car, you're not a lap down yet, and you're saying, man, just a little bit of luck here, I'll be okay. And you end up wiping out something, and that happens to all of us.
If I can just get a break, and unfortunately the break you get, the caution you get, ends up being you. That unfortunately the case for Elton Sawyer, but able to walk away. Nice hustle by Ray Dunlap getting Elton as he got across the car going in to be checked out. Lap 134 getting set for a restart here after the 8th caution flag tonight, just past the halfway point if you just joined us. Andy Santerre was on the pole, his first ever Busch Series pole tonight, becoming the 20th different driver, just one shy of the modern era record in Busch competition for pole sitters for a single season. But it's been all Dale Earnhardt Jr. With a challenge about 15 or 20 laps ago from Jimmy Spencer, whose car faded a little bit after the tires got heated up a little bit, but we'll see if Spencer can give him a run once again as they come down for the restart.
Green flag is out. dying. Oh, and Mark Martin goes around. Hard contact.
Off a four, spin off a four, wave that 12 car off, wave him off, caution's out.
Mark Martin sitting right in the middle of the racetrack in turn 4 here on lap 134. The car abruptly goes around and hits with the left side and the front end in the wall coming out of turn 4.
Now we got some guys racing back to the line with Mark sitting right in the middle of the race car, the racetrack.
No, I tell you what, Earnhardt Jr. had led off, and Dillon was coming, and the 12 car Spencer passed Earnhardt Jr. and he had to go in, so they were forced to race back. This accident right here was a little bit of uncalled for right there. That was just a lap car that got into Mark and turned him around.
All right, there's Bobby Leslie, who is the crew chief for Mark Martin, and he's not going to be a happy camper. He hit awfully hard. See if we can see what happened just coming out of turn 4.
There we see the contact. Nothing at all. I guess that, who was that, barrier down there?
That was a barrier on the inside, and his car just pushed up just enough to get into Mark. But, you know, at that point in time, we've talked about this at other Busch races and at Winston Cup races. I'm sure y'all talked about it. You know, where he just should have let him go. And there, you know, and that's what Mark's saying right there. Why didn't you just let me go? You know, Mark's competitive enough where he can run and have a shot at winning a race, and just a small tap like that takes him out.
See that Mark is not very happy. Watch as he comes off the corner. Santerra gets by, and bam, he smacks that wall to the left front, knocks. I'm sure the front frame section will have to be replaced on that car.
Now from the Winn-Dixie in-car camera.
Man.
All right, now look from the Pennzoil copter cam. We'll watch the 77 and the 60.
All it takes is a little bit, as Kyle said. And around goes Mark Martin.
And, you know, Ed probably had the wheel cut all the way to the left, but, you know, it's just he put himself in a position to where it pushed up and it got into Mark. And anybody who thinks Mark Martin does this for his health or for fun, they can forget about it. He's competitive. You saw what he was doing when he got out.
Let's go to Ray.
Yeah, Mark, we got 4 times you've won here at Richmond. I know it was an awfully tough hit there into the wall. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. This lap car got us there.
Well, we saw which lap car it was out there on the racetrack, no doubt about it. Number 77, and Mark not too happy about it.
NASCAR official Bobby Scruggs are escorting these drivers down into the care center so they can get them in and get them checked out. But Mark obviously frustrated, but also knows that a driver like Ed Berry, I mean, no one would intentionally do something like that. As you said, Kyle Petty, probably jumping back on the throttle. Ed Berry probably had that wheel turned all the way left and the car just pushed out. And it doesn't take much. The contact ending up bringing out the caution for the 9th time tonight.
So they can load up all their stuff, get it back on the truck, and head back to Liberty, North Carolina.
9 caution flags. That one coming out on lap 134. We are 137 laps into this one. Dale Earnhardt Jr., well, he's our leader.
I bet Mark hadn't crashed a Busch car in 100 years.
No, this might be the first time his car ever wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, either wins or something breaks, but I hadn't known him to be in a crash in forever.
Been one up in quite a while. He's not had a good couple weeks.
We have been up some cars tonight.
2 in a row for these boys. Well, I guess 2 out of 3. Darlington was pretty good.
Yeah, the tough place, they were pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And this racetrack is not that hard.
No.
Under clear skies here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, we have had a pretty cloudy night for the Busch Series competitors. We have been up some race cars, and the latest one coming by on the hook is the car number 60, the Winn-Dixie car of Mark Martin. And these NASCAR fans, some of the most loyal and finest you'd ever want to see, have been treated to a lot of fireworks here in the first half of this 250 lapper tonight.
You know what I noticed watching the shot of those fans? Every one of them had a scanner listening to the racetracks, the race procedure, and maybe even listening to us. They have the option.
You know what I noticed a moment ago was that huge hot dog that one guy had. It looked awfully good. There are some of the great fans that have come out to Richmond International Raceway. Look at the families, the youngsters there with the headsets on, listening and enjoying. We thank you for coming out and being a part of one of the most popular and fastest growing sports in America, NASCAR racing.
Pretty neat. The Sawyers here on Thursday and Friday night when the Craftsman Truck Series and the Busch Series are in town, they let all the kids under 12 in free with their parents. So the parents can come out and bring their kids with them and check out the NASCAR Touring Division.
My mom and dad would have brought me. They'd have made plenty of money just on funnel cakes off me. I guarantee you. There are some of the youngsters with the flags working caution number 9. Coming out of on lap 134, we're going to show you why we're under caution. Just moments ago.
Mark Martin gets that tap from barrier. In the wall he goes, and listen. Hit so hard it messed up the audio on the onboard camera.
All right, safety car on the racetrack. They have just about concluded the cleanup. The safety crews have done some of the sweeping. What a tremendous crowd on hand tonight enjoying Busch Series action. Back in a moment.
Neil. I'm just trying to figure out how they get the signal 1 lap to go, and they cross the line to complete 132. Well, okay, I mean, I would think that when they take the green flag, they have, and they come around to complete 133. I just thought. But just like when they come down right now, it's going to say that they're going to complete, they're going to get the green flag, and they're going to cross the line, and they're going to complete 143. But the restart's on 144? Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, back in perfect timing as we complete lap 143 and get ready to start lap 144. After 9 caution flags, Carl Simmons will wave that green hanky, and we're back at it at Richmond.
Car of Hermes Sadler is 1 lap down up in front of Todd Bodine as Todd tries to get by on the outside. We see the damage to Hermes' car. He was involved in that huge crash off turn 4.
All right, Earnhardt Jr., your leader. Spencer in 2nd spot. Todd Bodine, the 30 car, is 3rd. Then comes Santerre, Kenseth. Purvis back in the 6th spot. Then comes the 9 car of Jeff Burton. Behind him is the 64 car of Trickle. That is 7th, 8th, and 9th you're looking at right there. The 9, 64, and the 40.
It's unbelievable. Kevin LePage is able to keep this channel lock Chevy running this fast after the damage he had earlier on.
Yeah, he was involved in that wreck, and they ramped up over his left rear tire. You would think that he would have knocked the rear end out of line and made the car not drive as good as it was before, but his car appears to still be working fairly decent.
And Lyndon Amick is right behind that car number 40. As you can see, looking back at LePage from the Snyder National Chevrolet of Dick Trickle, then a Shoemaker car. And now LePage will make a move to the inside.
That was Dick Trickle scraping the wall just a little bit right there, right before LePage went to the inside of him. If you watch that again, he just comes right out and just touches the outside wall.
Because Jeff Burton did not realize Trickle was on the outside, came off the corner, and Trickle had no choice but back off and go up and just scrape that wall, kind of like this, only Burton came up the racetrack a little bit.
Allen and Amy trying to make a move inside of the 64 of Trickle. Trickle gets him back with the horsepower on the straightaway.
Here we go. Just a moment ago, see him on the outside of Burton, and Burton does not realize he's up there. As he come off the corner, Burton starts up the hill, and Trickle says, he don't realize up there. He wisely backed out of there.
Now from the channel lock-in car of LePage, there's Trickle just rubbing the wall. LePage will crank it hard left and go right by him and take the spot away.
Now back to live actions. We see Trickle trying to get that spot back from Kevin LePage.
100 laps to go, 150 complete. Earnhardt Jr., Spencer, Bodine, Santerre, and Kenseth in the top 5.
Trickle's going to drive on the outside of Kevin LePage. Going to try to anyway. Sure looks like a long way around, Kyle.
But it's a fast way coming up out of these corners tonight. Like you talked about, like I said at the beginning, the racetrack's as tacky as it's been in a long, long time. These guys are getting hooked up on the outside of the racetrack.
All right, here's Santerre in the car number 47, the Monroe Muffler Dynamax machine. Our pole sitter trying to work to the inside of Todd Bodine, whose car slipped slightly coming off of turn 2. That is for the 3rd position.
Bobby Hillen on the apron of the racetrack, trying to get back in the action here tonight. He's now 33 laps down.
Andy Santerre has driven a great race, and he's got to be pretty confident that, you know, we talked about his pit crew being maybe a little bit off, but, because they're just not used to running up front sometimes. But, you know, I think he's confident enough now in what his car is doing. If he gets knocked back to 12th or 13th, he's confident enough in the car and in his ability, so he'll get it back up in the top 4 or 5 with no problem.
Our AutoZone race recap shows you that our leader is Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's led 140 of 154 laps. There have been just 3 lead changes, but there have been 9 caution flags for a total of 56 laps. Almost over a third of our laps so far have been under caution. The average speed way down at 74 miles an hour. Our lap leaders besides Little E, well, there's Tracy Leslie, who led for 14 laps, while Earnhardt Jr. was in the pits under caution. Off the track, Robert Presley. The Kingsford charcoal machine getting worked on. Out of race, Martin Sawyer, Presley still being worked on. The Grubb brothers, Kevin and Wade. Bob Singer, Ashton Lewis, Blaze Alexander, and Kenny Schrader in the Oakwood home Chevy.
Man, this is a great battle between Dave Blaney in the 93, Tracy Leslie the 63, Elliott Sadler 66, 99, Glenn Allen 85, Shane Hall, Jeff Green. No, he's out there. He's a lap down to this group. No, I'm sorry, he is in the lead with these guys.
And total domination thus far. 157 laps complete by Dale Earnhardt Jr. Young man getting the bonus points for leading the most laps in Busch Series competition tonight. We are less than 100 to go. Benny Parsons here in the booth along with Kyle Petty, Ray Dunlap, and Bill Weber patrolling the pits, and I'm Jerry Punt bringing you live NASCAR Busch Grand National action. 3 consecutive nights of exciting NASCAR action from Richmond International Raceway. The Craftsman trucks were here last night. It's Busch action tonight and NASCAR Winston Cup tomorrow night.
Now they will try to make it three abreast back there behind them. Well, they finally got that sorted out. And Jeff Green moves by Shane Hall. That's Jeff Green in 92. He gets by the 85 of Shane Hall. Michael Waltrip, Joe Bessie, David Green. That's David Green in 36, trying to get under Joe Bessie in the 6. Elliott Sadler up there, and the three abreast, Glenn Allen. Somebody needs to back off. Wisely, Glenn did.
Glenn Allen's the car number 99, the Luxair car, 99, 66, and 93. Dave Blaney, the former World of Outlaws champion and multi-time runner-up in that series. Having a pretty good run in the Amico Ultimate Machine for Bill Davis.
And Glenn Allen having a great run in the Luxair Chevrolet as he gets by. Of course, he got by both those cars. He pretty near got by both of them. He was scored in the 11th spot that time anyway.
All right, there's our leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the AC Delco Chevrolet. We're going to give an interval back to our second place car, the Zippo Chevy of Jimmy Spencer.
This Curtis Markham, the 28th car, just went a lap down.
All right, the third, excuse me, Benny. The 30 car, there's a Slim Jim machine back in third spot.
Next car back in line is the fourth place car. And Matt Kenseth just got by Andy Santerre. Santerre a moment ago was up battling with Todd Bodine. Now is falling back to fifth spot. I wonder if he just slipped or he's got a problem.
There is Santerre, now back in fifth position, the Monroe Mufflers machine, our pole sitter. Here's the battle for position in sixth spot. Jeff Purvis, the Lance Snack Chevy, getting a challenge from Jeff Burton. The 4 is Purvis, the 9 is Burton, Trickle the 64, the 40 LePage. That is all for position. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Cal, it's got to be a little bit frustrating. If you're Kevin LePage and you're looking at your windshield, you're in 9th spot, but you can see the 6th place car right in front of you.
But you can't do anything about it because, like you say, you're in 9th, he's in 6th. There's 7th and 8th in between you. And, you know, these guys are running, and obviously they're all about the same speed. Nobody can really pass anybody. They're all running a little bit different lines around the racetrack. If you watch them, one's running low, couple's running high. They're all over the racetrack, but they're all running the same speed, so you're not really sure, you know, who's going to make the first move. If they get too wide, you'll see somebody make a move to go 3 wide and get around them and maybe break out of the pack.
Listening to Jeff Burton on the throttle of his track gear Ford. Tommy Morgan prepared car. Burton coming from back in the pack now, showing in 7th spot.
And we see Trickle goes up the hill. Here comes Kevin LePage on the inside, takes the spot away. Trickle slipped, getting in the corner. That was just enough. He left an opening for LePage. He drove in and took it. He's showing that wheel, ain't he, Kyle?
Yeah, you know, he's been into the wall a couple of times here, and he's been pinched into the wall. He's got into the wall on his own. And a lot of times if you get in the wall with the right front and knock that camber out of the right front, totally changes the way the car drives. It changes the way it gets into the corner just from a camber point of view. And if you look at it, the outside of his right front tire looks like it's got some concrete dust on it.
All right, 80 laps to go here at Richmond International Raceway as Dick Trickle slides by the 00 of Buckshot Jones. It has been all Dale Earnhardt Jr. Little E is our leader, with Spencer in 2nd spot. Back in 3rd is Bodine and Kenseth in Santerre. Back in a moment. LePage. Liebert. Back at Richmond International Raceway in Henrico County, Virginia. Paul Sawyer's beautiful Speed Palace. Short track racing at night under the lights. Ferocious battle back here with these three competitors. Lots of experience. Jeff Burton in the 9 car looking back at the channel lock machine of Kevin LePage. And right behind him, the Dexter, Nick Trickle, our most recent Busch Series winner. That coming in Darlington last week.
And Glenn Allen behind them in the 99 car in 10th place seems to be running these guys down.
You know, the interesting part about watching this race is they're running high on the racetrack. All these guys are running high. When you switch back and watch Dale Jr. run, he's right on the white line, running right dead on the bottom of the racetrack. So these guys, obviously, they can go to the bottom of the racetrack. As you see LePage try to go under the 9 car, but the motors just won't pull up off the corner enough. When you're racing like that, when you're running by yourself, you make a little bit better time for some reason.
Trickle said, thank goodness, get me on the straight wheel more often. I can relax a little bit. We're trying to fight this thing so badly. Purvis has pulled away from these guys for about 3/4 of a second. There we see Glenn Allen closing in.
Look at Michael Waltrip as he tries to hold off David Green, the 1994 Series champion. That is for position. That is for the 15th spot. And the car number 92 also there. That's Jeff Green driving in Mac Martin's Chevrolet.
Wayne Hall, the Big A Auto Parts car, is leading this group. He's in 14th. The Trickle and 64 at LePage once again. Now 47 car Santerre drifted back, and the 4 car Jeff Purvis has caught him.
That is for position. That is for the 5th spot, and Purvis in the car number 4 goes by Santerre. Shuffles in back into 6th position, and now here's Jeff Burton on the inside of the 47. We're taking a look.
Santerre's in jeopardy of losing another spot, the 6th spot, to Jeff Burton.
Side-by-side action up the backstretch of this D-shaped facility. Burton drives it deep into turn 3. Now here's the leader. Here's the guy they're chasing. But a battle heating up for 2nd spot. Spencer trying to hold off the challenge of the car number 30 of Todd Bodine.
Todd Bodine, the driver of the 30 car. Oh, and he just moves on the inside of Spencer. You know, Spencer just did that. Just moved over and let him go, didn't he, Kyle?
Yeah, no need for him to lose too much time.
Let's check in with Bill Weber.
Well, Jerry, Todd Bodine spent many laps during this race trying to find the right groove, the best spot around this racetrack. About 35 laps ago, he told his crew he found it. Said he was still a little loose in the center of the turns, but other than that, he's very happy with his car. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment when they pit.
Well, I will agree with you, Bill. He has found the groove, and it is working well for Todd Bodine and that Slim Jim machine. Here's Glenn Allen, the Luxair car, trying to make a move.
Boy, look at the Trickle. He really got that run on the outside, didn't he, Kyle?
Yeah, he just gets back in the gas coming up off. You can't use the whole racetrack when you pinch it down because somebody's on the outside of you. You can't let your car free up and go up next to the wall. And you just bog it down too much, and it looks like Trickle had 700 more horsepower than Glenn Allen had.
Well, Andy Santerre, who was running 3rd just a few laps ago, is now drifting back and in danger of falling out of the top 10. He is in 9th spot.
I'm told that Andy has reported his crew that his car is just getting tighter and tighter as the night wears on, and it gets cooler and cooler. So now he has worked his way back to 10th spot. And you received the 85 Shane Hall getting a challenge from David Green on the outside. Michael Walter has been able to get by, move Shane back to 15th. Now David Green takes over that 16th, that 15th spot, puts Shane back to 16th. He has another Green right behind him, Jeff Green in the 92.
Waltrip, David Green, Hall, and Jeff Green. Of course, David, the oldest of the three Green brothers. Here is Jeff Burton in the car number 9, the track gear machine, trying to hold off Kevin LePage in a Chevy. Now, these are teammates in Winston Cup competition. Both of them are Jack Roush drivers, but in this situation, they're driving opposite makes. A Ford for Burton and a Chevrolet for LePage.
Now Dick Trickletree tries to go up and join this battle.
One car looks like Tony Stewart, heavy contact.
Caution's going to be out. Caution's going to be out.
I'll tell you one thing, this caution flag was pretty well timed for their leaders. It wasn't well timed for Tony Stewart, but you see the left rear tire is completely gone. The tire's off the rim. Man.
He had been involved in the initial caution of the night, which came out on lap number 2, along with Mike McLaughlin and Brad Knopfsinger, when they sort of got all jumbled up down in turn 1.
I started to say just a moment ago that these leaders were about time that they needed to make a pit stop. And when the caution car picks them up, they will most certainly dive into the pits and get that last pit stop.
Here it is in progress, and Kyle, he hit a ton backwards.
Yeah, he hit a ton with the left side of the car. You know, he evidently lost it up here on the straightaway or something happened. He's backwards when he gets there. He hits it with the left rear. It slams the left front. He's still sitting in the car. He's put the window net down, which means that he's okay. Here come the leaders down pit road now.
As many predicted, 40 miles an hour. They're headed to you, Ray Dunlap.
They sure are, Jerry. The first car to get into his pit stall is going to be the 12 car, Jimmy Spencer, and it will be a 4-tire change. The car was getting very loose on him there towards the end. Now there's one other guy down here that's going to take a bit of a gamble, and that's David Green. He's going to go with a 2-tire stop. Now to Bill Weber.
The leader is in. We'll be watching for Spencer to march down pit road. 4-tire stop for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Right sides are on. Coming around to the left side now. Waiting for the 12 to march down pit road. The 36 is already on his way. Left side tire, stickers going on. Earnhardt's been a little loose. I think the stickers will correct that problem. He's the first car out of the pit. Then the 36, then the 30.
36 car taking 2 tires. There's Andy Santerre's crew finally getting the pit stop completed down there on the Monroe muffler machine.
And David Green trying to get that track position. Changed 2 tires, and he will get track position. I think he came out running in second spot. Yes, he did. There we see Earnhardt Jr. and David Green.
The Stanley Tools Pontiac, the 1994 Series champion, driving for Frank Cece and Scott and Jeff Welliver running second. Back with more live action from Richmond in just a moment.
I don't understand where the left rear tire is off that 44 car.
I don't know either.
Okay. You said part of that? Oh, baby.
I think Spencer only changed 2 tires that first stop.
He might have.
I think Spencer only changed 2 tires that first stop.
Those 3 had a race on pit road.
Yeah, just the 9 to 17. And
yeah.
Nice job yourself, Mikey.
Couldn't ask for a better night weather-wise here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're at Richmond International Raceway, Paul Sawyer's beautiful Speed Palace. Great crowd on hand enjoying NASCAR Busch Series action. These gorgeous panoramic shots courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil at our Pennzoil Copter Camp. There'll be about 100,000 people in here tomorrow night for the NASCAR Winston Cup event. The Exide Battery's 400. 3 consecutive nights of NASCAR racing action. Of course, coming up next, NASCAR's greatest drivers, the NASCAR 50th anniversary special. That's at the conclusion of our Busch Grand National Series event. We're running a little bit long here tonight. We've had 10 caution flags. A record tying 10 caution flags for Richmond International Raceway. I think some of these guys might be getting a little bit loose a moment ago. See if we can take a look.
They caution flag, there's no doubt about it. Watch Michael Waltrip when he comes off the corner. No, please. Let's go in the pits. Let's get some tires on this thing.
Loading up the car number 44 of Tony Stewart. That's what brought out the most recent caution. Heavy damage on the back of his Shell Pontiac.
Let's try Earnhardt Jr. again. Dale Earnhardt Jr., this has been a Parsed Up to ESPN. You got me?
Yeah, you read me?
Yes, sir. Well, how was the car? Is it still okay?
That second set of tires is a little bit looser than the first set, but we ain't got that many laps to go, so I believe this set will be fine. That 12 car ran me a little bit hard, and I believe that loosened up the car a little bit. But AC Delco Chevrolet, she's hung in there, and we held on to the lead to the next caution.
Did the caution flag come in a good time for you? Did you need that caution flag?
Yeah, I was informed by my crew chief, Tony Urey, that we were going to run out of gas about 4 to go, that we needed it pretty bad, but if we hadn't run out of gas, I wouldn't have bothered seeing it go green flag.
Well, good luck to you the rest of the way, Dale.
All right, I appreciate it. Hope everybody's enjoying it.
We know he is, don't we?
Oh, he's having a great time. What a nice young man. Incredible maturity. There's Tony Urey Sr. Young man has been with Dale and Teresa Earnhardt. Teresa Earnhardt is the car owner listed on this car number 3. This car, by the way, is the same car that Steve Park drove to victory in this race a year ago. So they dominated that night. Were awfully good. And now Little E trying to hang on and dominate the night in the Autolite Platinum 250. We'll be back with more green flag racing action at the conclusion here at Richmond.
Whose car does Dale own?
What's that?
Which one of the cars is he on? The Winston Cup, the truck, or the Busch?
He owns the Winston Cup. Doesn't he own the Winston Cup?
The Winston Cup car,
I think that's his Winston Cup too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're asking now. I didn't understand what you're asking. It didn't hit me, Benny. Just smacked me.
Well, which one? I mean, he owns the Winston Cup car?
That's what I thought.
I think that's in his name.
That's in his name.
Yeah. The truck and
closing billboards.
And this car is in
Teresa's, I think.
Okay. All right.
I thought one of them. I just didn't know which one it was.
Tony USA.
But they're from North Carolina, so she owns everything. So. You know how that is.
It's good to know. Yeah. Our speed road coverage of this short track slugfest Busch Grand National style is being brought to you by Daytona USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction. By the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Quaker State for protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. Perfect timing, getting set to go green.
Go, 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 go.
See, David Green, the Stanley Pontiac, in second place. He was running 15th when this caution flag came out, and then moved up to second spot. And now we see Todd Bodine and David Green both trying to get by Hermes Sadler, and David Green is going to lose a couple of spots.
Look at Matt Kenseth down on the inside of Todd Bodine. He's second in the points, 115 back when it came in tonight. The guy he's got to catch is that 3 car. He is still side by side with Bodine for second spot. Little Lee's got to be loving this. If you guys go ahead and burn your tires off, I'm just going to sit up here and ride. And by the time one of you decides to beat the other one, you're not going to have any tires left to catch me.
He's got to be loving because already he's a second ahead of these guys. And here's Spencer. Now, what's he going to try? He's going to have to try to help Bodine get by on the outside. Man, oh, man. You're supposed to lean from the inside out, not the outside in. But Spencer's got that good run on the outside. And he'll take that 3rd spot away from Kenseth. Now when Todd Bodine finally shakes out of this, he's a 2.5 behind Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Andy Santerre in the car number 47. He is being shown back in 11th spot as you watch this side-by-side battle for second position. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And Santerre trying to move through the field. Remember, he has that clutch problem, so he is slow on restarts. They chopped 2 seconds off their pit stop that time. They also made a track bar adjustment to try and loosen up the car a little bit.
Less than 50 laps to go here at Richmond International Raceway. There's Andy Santerre. And as you heard Bill say, they made a track bar adjustment to loosen it up so they can get the car a little bit freer here in these final laps.
That'd be Elliott Sadler on the outside, Glenn Allen, and also Kevin LePage. Santerre will finally clear Elliott Sadler and take over that spot. That moves him up to the 10th position. Kevin LePage currently is running back in the 13th position. As Glenn Allen drives on the inside of Elliott Sadler, trying to take the spot away. That would be for the 11th spot.
And Benny, as you watch this battle, I have got to give a call to Elton Sawyer. He is back in his race car and back on the racetrack. I mean, if there's a never say die attitude, this team has got it tonight, the 38 car.
Yeah, the car ought to be in the junkyard still on the racetrack. There's some heavy contact with the outside retaining wall. It's like Glenn Allen, and we look at Matt Kenseth. Drive to the inside, dive to the inside of Todd Bodine. That's a battle for third, and Kenseth will take it away.
Kenseth rubbed on him just a little bit there because he, just as he started up off the corner, you saw just a little bit of smoke where he got up into it. But Kenseth had the fastest car through the middle of the corner for the last 5 or 6 laps.
All right, now let's take a look from the track gear car of Jeff Burton right on the back of that Slim Jim machine of Todd Bodine. That's the 5th place car looking ahead at 4th.
That's going to try it on the outside. That didn't work too good.
Jeff Burton started back in 22nd position and is just trying to hang on, trying to find a way around. Let's check in his pits with Ray.
Well, Doc, part of the reason why Jeff Burton didn't have a really great qualifying run is that car has not been on the racetrack since it won here back in the spring. I talked to crew chief Tommy Morgan, and he said, we didn't change a spring, a shock, or anything on that car. Wasn't that great in qualifying, but it's sure good in the race.
So they broke out the Windex and dusted it off and loaded it and brought it to Richmond. Having a pretty good night from 22nd starting spot. There's a look at Burton, started 22nd, currently in 5th spot. Hasn't led yet tonight, trying to look to the inside of Todd Bodine.
Oh, here he comes. He's got to run this time. Might be able to do something with Todd Bodine. I love these racetracks that have an outside lane. You see these cars run side by side. How do you like driving a car that has two distinct lanes? Or
until you get hung on the inside of somebody that you know you're faster than, then you hate a two-groove racetrack. But you know, and that's a good example. You saw him get around him, but and get to the inside, but he needs a whole racetrack. But yeah, it's a lot better for the drivers. It's a lot better for the fans. It's a lot better for the people sitting at home to see people actually race. So many racetracks now are one-groove racetrack. This takes racing back to what it was supposed to be.
You know, when the Sawyer family built this racetrack, they took the old fairgrounds half-mile. Whoops.
Pulling forward, got a spinning forward. He's up against the wall. Caution's going to be out.
Contact, we were told the 92 car of Jeff Green and the 6 car of Joe Bessie may have gotten together, but the 92 car indeed did spin, bringing out the 11th caution of the night. That's the record for cautions here in Busch competition in 29 races. We've just seen a record set, one you really don't want to set for caution flags.
There we see Jeff Green, the 92, go in the corner. Joe Bessie on the inside. Yeah, they go up, and Bessie gets in the side of the 92. A little bit of contact with nose to nose, and Jeff Green is nailing that gas. How come the right rear tire's not turning? Kyle?
He was standing in the gas wide open, and it slowed it down just enough, and then he just locked it up and let it slide up next to the wall. But if he hadn't been in the gas trying to drive it back away from the wall, he'd have hit pretty hard.
All right, there are 22 cars on the lead lap as we work at caution number 11. Got to wonder if anybody will come in or anybody has any tires left. Remember the rule in Busch Series competition, they are allowed 3 sets of tires under caution, and thus far no one has come in among the leaders. So we'll take a quick break and come back with a final laps of the NASCAR Busch Grand National Series Autolite Platinum 250 from Richmond International Raceway. Stay with us.
Can you show that replay again?
See, he just stands in it and it levels off, and then he stops. So
yeah, the right rear tire doesn't seem like it's turning.
No, it was flying. And
it was turning,
and
then he just jammed on the brakes. Watch him when he does it. Watch him. He gets sideways. He gets hit. He's still in the gas.
Okay.
Boom. He just locks up all 4 of them. You see what I mean?
Gotcha.
He spun it, and what it did, it kind of leveled itself out. It quit going up towards, and it kind of leveled itself, and then he locked them thinking he could keep it.
I mean, you can see they're locked because the front tires are locked.
Yeah, everything locked all of a sudden.
Down and just sliding.
I saw the right rear locked, and I saw all the smoke.
Yeah, everything was. At first, he was just standing in it. You know what I mean, trying to drive it away, and then he just.
I didn't see the right rear spinning when I first looked at it. 1 to go. Three sets of tires on the caution, including a set on the car. No, and they changed tires 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
They won't. So everybody should have a set of tires.
A lot of guys would probably have a set left, yeah. Back at Richmond International Raceway, getting set for the restart. Fans getting up on their feet.
Get ready. Get ready. Go, 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 go.
Well, if anybody has anything for anybody, now would be the time.
All right, Todd Bodine in the Slim Jim Chevy having a good night. Let's check with his pits and Bill Weber.
Well, they thought Todd Bodine might have something for Dale Earnhardt Jr., but not on this set of tires. He's very unhappy with the performance of the car on this set. They talked about coming in to change tires under that most recent caution, but they would have had to go all the way back 22nd on the lead lap, so they had to stay out.
All right, it's Earnhardt Jr., then Spencer, then Kenseth, then Bodine, then the guy you're riding with right now, Jeff Burton. That's the top 5.
Well, once again, Burton has a run. Lets him go up the racetrack, trying to get that 30 out of the gas. He does it. Now that was a classic short track move pass. And Dave Blaney has spent some money in the last couple laps. He's lost 3 or 4 spots. He's back in about 8th or 9th spot, and now he's back to 12th.
Blaney's still on course to get his best ever Busch Series finish. His previous best had been a 14th at Nashville and Milwaukee. Talking about the driver of the car number 93, the Amico Ultimate Pontiac. Now there's 47 Santerre. He is in 9th spot. The 40 of LePage, that's the Channel Lock car, is in 10th. Right along with Kevin LePage and the Channel Lock onboard camera looking at Santerre in front of him. That's 9th and 10th.
Santerre goes up the hill. LePage tries getting under it, can't quite make it.
Laps to go here at Richmond International Raceway. Live Busch Grand National Series action. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the leader. That's the battle we're watching right now for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Andy Santerre, who was our pole sitter in the 47 car. Kevin LePage in the 40. It's a Chevrolet for Doug Taylor. Glenn out with the 1996 Rookie of the Year in the Busch Series in the car number 99.
And Matt Kenseth still has Jeff Burton on his back bumper. This is a battle for 3rd spot. Jimmy Spencer still running in 2nd spot. That white car that you see in front of these two guys. Jeff Burton is really trying to use this high groove right now. Trying to get this car, trying to find a groove, a line around this racetrack that will allow him to go up and catch Spencer and hopefully Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jeff Purvis going by David Green on the outside. He'll move into the 6th spot. Here comes Dick Trickle. He'll go by.
It'll be 20 to go next time by. Right along with Dick Trickle, last week's winner in the Snyder National onboard camera, the Dennis Shoemaker-owned Chevrolet. The man of the night, Dale Earnhardt Jr., 3rd generation driver. What a year he has had in NASCAR Busch Grand National Series competition. Will he get his 6th win of the 1998 season? We'll come back and find out after this.
Jason Jarrett's still in the lead lap, 16.
I noticed that as we were breaking a minute ago. We need to mention some of those guys.
He's right there with him, too.
Ned, is this the first time Jason has run here? Back at Richmond International Raceway in Henrico County, Virginia. Bill Weber and Ray Dunlap patrolling the pits. Kyle Petty, Benny Parsons, and yours truly, Jerry Pudge, up bringing the action Busch Series style under the lights. Less than 20 laps to go, and it's heating up all around this racetrack. There is Todd Bodine in the car number 30 in 5th spot. Now starting to get a challenge from Jeff Purvis and the Lance Snacks machine.
And check out this battle. Tracy Leslie, the Lysol Chevrolet, and Jason Jarrett in the White Rain Ford.
And Jason Jarrett, who had never been here before, started at the back of the field in 41st spot, driving his dad Dale Jarrett's Ford. And the young man has done a pretty impressive job staying on the lead lap and running in the top 15 until just a moment ago when he got passed by a couple of cars.
And just Trickle trying to get by Purvis. That's a battle for the 6th spot. Just a little contact. Now Trickle's going to try it on the outside. That didn't work too good. Got to come up with a different plan there, Dick.
Well, you can see those brake rotors glowing in Dick Trickle's car a moment ago when he ran right in on the back of the car number 4. That left front brake rotor was just the same color as his race car, bright orange. All right, let's see if Matt Kenseth is running down Jimmy Spencer. Spencer in the 12 car, Kenseth in the 17. That would be a battle for 2nd position.
And we see 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're riding along with the 4th place car. Jeff Burton as he looks forward and watches Spencer and Kenseth battle for that 2nd spot.
Matt Kenseth looks to the high side. If he can go up high and...
Oh! He smacks the wall, gets loose off the corner, but hey, still got his foot in the throttle.
That'll give an opening for Jeff Burton, who tries to come down on the inside. It'll be 10 laps to go next time by.
Wow. It looks like he's still running okay, Kyle.
Yeah, I was going to say, he hit, I think it made him run faster. He hit the wall and picked up the pace a little bit on him. But, you know, it had to have knocked the rear end over a little bit, just a touch. And, you know, Jeff gave him plenty of room to save it. You see him, he gets up just a little bit too high. He's up just outside the groove. Boom, hits it with the right rear, climbs the wall with the right front. It comes back down. Jeff goes to the inside. Look at the sparks on the racetrack. That's amazing.
From the copter cam, now watch the rear end of the car hit it in the sparks right in Jeff Burton's face. They just shower his car number 9.
Man, oh man. But he's still on the gas trying to catch. Now we see Andy Santerre trying to get by Dick Trickle.
That's great position. Santerre was our pole sitter, trying to record his best finish of the year, which previously had been 11th at Bristol, Tennessee. Tim Feeda with a lap car in 21st spot, 1 lap down, moves up and lets these guys go by on the inside, showing a lot of courtesy.
Now here goes Jeff Burton trying to get on the inside of Matt Kenseth. About 7.5 laps to go.
Matt Kenseth knows every position is critical when it comes to that Busch Series points title chase. He is 2nd in the points, 115 back. Now he will lose the position.
And 5 points to Jeff Burton.
Now with 6 laps to go, our leader starting to move in on some traffic. There is Dale Earnhardt Jr. That's Phil Parsons' Duraloop car, minus some sheet metal in the front end in front of him. The car number 10. Then comes 00. Buckshot is up there. Mike Dillon is there in the 72 car as well. Buckshot pulls down out of the way, so not just to obstruct or slow down the 3 car. That time by Carl Simmons giving 1 handful. 5 laps to go to Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Spencer getting a big challenge from Jeff Burton. Burton drives down to the inside. Has position. But now can Spencer fight back on the outside? We've seen his high groove work good all day, and it works again for Spencer.
It'll be 3 to go with this time by. What a battle for 2nd position. Side by side. Now Jeff Burton on the inside.
And he takes a spot away.
Here comes Spencer back on the inside. Here's lap after lap as well. Glenn Allen, the 99. Santerre, the 47. Allen's car slips and slides.
It's a battle for 9th spot. There we see 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th all right together. Santerre will take that spot. Glenn Allen will take that spot away. Here comes David Green on the outside.
And out of turn 4 for the white flag, 23-year-old Dale Earnhardt Jr. What bloodline, what an effort for this third-generation driver. There was Ralph Dale Earnhardt, and then Dale Earnhardt Sr., and now Dale Jr. Chip off the old blocks. An impressive, dominating performance tonight at Richmond International Raceway. And this young man waves to the crowd as the flash bulbs go off. He gets his 6th win in 1998. Here's the battle for the line.
And between Glenn Allen, Santerre, and then David Green.
And here's 32 car Jason Jarrett trying to run with Shane Hall, and it looks like Hall will take the 16th spot, and Jarrett will be 17th. Let's check in with Ray.
Well, it's a big celebration down here in the Dale Earnhardt pits, and Tony Eury, you had the prodigy kid there today, man. Great run.
Yeah, AC Delco Chevrolet was flawless tonight. We made 1 pound air pressure adjustment on that last stop there. The car was perfect all night, and Grissom ran us hard there on that second set of tires. The car got a little loose, so we adjusted for it there that second time, and I guess we really didn't need it, but we did it because we thought he was going to run us harder than that. But, hey, this AC Delco team, I got a bunch of young guys here. They're going to be around for a long time. We got some more young ones that stay back at the shop that people never see their faces. We got a great team here, and it's going to go a long way.
Definitely teamwork on this one, guys. He finished 2nd here in the spring, but he dominated tonight. Now to Bill Weber in the McDonald's winner's circle.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. has pulled in here. Congratulations, another win for you and another dominating ride.
Well, we had a good car all night long. The AC Delco Chevrolet Monte Carlo, man, she run great all day long, or all night long. We stayed out front. That's where we need to be all night, especially a place like this. You know, there's a lot of action going on.
And Spencer pushed you a little bit further there for a while, Dale.
I thought that was I thought he's still getting relief driver. He's in that race car. Yeah, he ran me pretty hard. It got me a little loose on that second set of tires, and I could tell it where it made his car go away too. But you never know. But I felt like we had him outclassed tonight, and all I had to do was drive a smooth race, not make any mistakes, and that's what we did.
And that's exactly what he did. And his dad told him after the race, "I'm proud of you, son."
Boy, indeed he should be. Taking a look at the results tonight. Little E made it look easy tonight. Top 15 there. 20 cars finishing on the lead lap. The final car, Jason Keller in the car number 57. 43 cars started. Our unofficial results of tonight's Autolite Platinum 250. The point standings with 6 events remaining in the series. Dale Earnhardt Jr. now pulls out by 140 points over Matt Kenseth, Mike McLaughlin, LaJoie, and Sawyer in the top 5. Remember, coming up next, NASCAR's greatest drivers will be here tomorrow night for NASCAR Winston Cup action. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations again to Little E.
Yep. I want to try and get some guys from the pumps if I can. Go. I'll be here early.
All right. Nelson said he was going to leave around noon.